love. Love is God. Gratitude to God, gratitude to God, gratitude to God. God is love, love is God. In the studio, real quick, give y'all some updates. Go over a few things I've been studying lately. Let's kick it off. God is love. Love is God. Gratitude to God. Join me, King Chicago Visuals, Chicago X, each and every Sunday as I interview national recording artists and your local artists each and every Sunday. I will be interviewing about trendy topics, current affairs, etc., etc., etc. Please join me each and every Sunday on King Chicago Visuals Podcast. I am Chicago X. God is love, love is God, self love, gratitude to God. So it's about self love, gratitude to God. One more time, every Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Central. One more time. God is love. Love is God. Gratitude to God. Join me, King Chicago Visuals, Chicago X, each and every Sunday as I interview national recording artists and your local artists each and every Sunday. I will be interviewing about trendy topics, current affairs, etc., etc., etc. Please join me each and every Sunday on King Chicago Visuals Podcast. I am Chicago X. God is love, love is God, self love, gratitude to God. All right, we're going to talk about a few things today. First of all, I'm going to give y'all an update on what's going on. May 28th, Saturday, party night, rooftop skyline. Doors open at 9 p.m. RSVP me at 314-450-0984. $20 private admission. DJ Chicago X, the Coctologist Chicago X. It's going to be a listening session, dancers, open mic. It's a celebratory type atmosphere. If you want to carpool, I will provide transportation with my party bus, Chicago Party Cannabis. Again, May 28th, Saturday. Doors open at 9 p.m. Powered by King Chicago Visuals. I'll be doing a medium with my Nikon camera, all the media, Nikon photography. Chicago Cab LLC will be on deck downtown. And as always, gratitude to God. God is love, love is God. So party night is May 28th, Saturday. Flyer is out there. I'm about to post a flyer on Instagram and everywhere. All right, a few things that I want to go over. 7 Hermetic Principles. The all is mind, the universe is mental. The principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. This principle embodies the truth that there is always a correspondence between the laws and phenomena of the various planes of being and life. Number 3, the principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pairs of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. Number 5, the principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and end. Everything has its tides. All tidings rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. Number six, the principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. Number seven, the principles of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. Let's continue. So those are the first seven. Out of the Kabbalion of the seven Hermetic principles. All right, what is the Kabbalion? A study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece. It's a book originally published in 1908 by three initiates, often identified as the New Thought pioneer William Walker Atkinson, that purports to convey the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, while it shares with ancient and medieval Hermetic texts a number of traits such as philosophical mentalism, the concept of as above, so below, and the idea that everything consists of gendered polar opposites as a whole. It is more indebted to the ideas of modern occultist authors, especially those of the New Thought movement to which Atkinson belonged. A modern Hermetic tract, it has been widely influential in New Age circles since the 20th century. All right, let's go with some. Let's go with some videos.
My inspiration is just flowing and coming. You can drag one of these corporate.
These are some notes
by the
on
three
it.
initiates. This book contains 7 principles, otherwise known as
The Kabbalion said this: the lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding. The Kabbalion.
7 Hermetic principles, in which I want to share with you today. A little background about this book. I came across this information not from this book or anything related directly to it, but in 2004 when I read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It was around that time when I was in $50,000 debt, and I was looking for the answers of how to get out of debt. And when I came across Think and Grow Rich and I applied the principles, I found myself out of $50,000 debt in a few years, bought my first house, and then went on to use the contents within the book, and I talk about it extensively on my channel, to create more and more success in life outside of the financial area as well as within the financial area. And then I was really fascinated by the concepts contained within Think and Grow Rich, that I found myself attracted to other information in business and personal development that was related to the concept of mentalism, on how thoughts were influencing reality and how you're essentially creating reality based on your thoughts and your vibration, your feeling. This attracted me to The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, as well as other books like the movie The Secret. And as I started to go deeper and deeper into this stuff, something interesting happened within me. My perspective on how I saw reality started to shift. I now see myself as the cause, and as days go by, I see myself more and more as the cause, with unwavering faith that I influence my reality. And the deeper I get into this, the more I share with you information on this channel regarding my journey and my experiences. So what I want to do today is I want to discuss the Kabbalion, the 7 Hermetic principles, based on my experience. And I didn't want to make this video a handful of years ago when I discovered this book, because I really wanted to work with the concepts in a pragmatic way and take it to the next level before I shared my insights and perspectives. Here's a quote from the Kabbalion to help us get calibrated and started. The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. The all is mind and the universe is mental. And you are one with the Creator, which is the all. You are a manifestation of the Creator. You were created, and the Bible says, in the image of God. And thus, you have the ability to have the same powers that God has to bring forth in reality. However, you are in the journey of learning. You're constantly learning and growing. The more you work with this information, the more you understand how this stuff works, and the more you'll be able to manifest and bring forth in reality that what is exact in your vision, your imagination, what's in your mind. What you're also going to find is the concept of infinite intelligence in Think and Grow Rich is going to be further dimensionalized to you. Information and the vision comes from the all for you to manifest, which is one of the principles, as above, so below. We'll talk about that in a moment. But if you're closed off, and you are closed off really by fears, indecision, and doubt, then the wisdom contained within this book is closed off to you.
Listen.
The lips of wisdom are closed. If you're open and understanding and willing to accept that there's way more beyond this mere physical existence, then as the Bible says, ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you, including deeper understandings beyond the words of texts like the Bible. Now, remember this. You were created by a creator in the image of the Creator, which is the all. And you have the ability, using the mind, which is mental, to create in reality the exact way the Creator has created. Now, if you think about this from the context of entrepreneurship, which is what I always talk about, as an entrepreneur, you have a vision. And those that are able to bring forth their vision hold true to their vision. They imagine in their mind and they hold on to that imagination. And as a result of holding on to that imagination, related ideas, people, circumstances show up. And in essence, the vision.
We live on the
of what
podcast,
is in
YouTube,
the
Instagram, and
imagination is
Facebook.
brought forth. And the more you work with this information, the more you realize that everything that is in reality is a manifestation of your mind. What you think and how you believe reality to work is true to you. If you talk to another person and they say reality works a different way, then it's very apparent then to understand that their reality, the manifestation of what they see in their reality, is also a result of what is in their mind. So in other words, you can change your mind. You can change the images that you hold in your mind. You can change the way you look at reality.
You can change it.
And reality will change.
Change your
And in
reality.
Think and Grow Rich, he talks about aligning with infinite intelligence. And when you realize that you can change your mind and align it to divine mind, then you not only tap into your own ability to do this, but you get the years of understanding in which wisdom opens up and the lips of wisdom open up to you. And you are essentially bringing forth that is what is divine order. You are becoming one with the Creator and creating with the Creator that what you truly desire, which is actually related to the Creator. Now, this is interesting because you start to realize this as you continue the journey. In the earlier stages, what you're really creating is something that you want to create for whatever reason. And then as you go to work and create what it is that you want to create, you start to tap into these abilities that we're talking about here. And then you start to create more and more and more success or whatever it is you're looking to create until you get deeper understandings and deeper wisdom and align yourself with the divine, the all. The Hermetics teach that the great work of influencing one's environment is accomplished by mental power. If the universe is mental, then mind must be the highest power affecting this phenomenon. If this is be understood, then all that is so-called miracles and wonder workings are seen plainly for what they are. As a matter of fact, none but advanced mental alchemists have been able to attain the degree of power necessary to control the grosser physical conditions, such as the control of the elements of nature. The production or cessation of tempests, the production and cessation of earthquakes, and other great physical phenomena. Now, this may sound like bold and great claims, but one of the things that you'll find in this journey, and you've got to look at it from your own personal experiences, is that certain ideas tend to manifest in reality in such vivid precision, using forces and factors not known to you, that you start to realize what is really creating in reality. Is it the logic and reason that I thought were the main elements, what I learned in a book or school? Or is that just one way of doing things? Well, the truth is this: there's many ways of bringing forth a vision into reality. Many ways, and many ways that have not been discovered yet and documented into a process that says, here's the way to do it. If I look back at my experience of working with this information, and I find that a lot of things that were brought forth that were direct vision-based manifestation, as in exactly what I wanted to create, or elements that contributed to bringing forth that vision, went outside the realm of what I thought is possible.
Listen.
And that's why in Think and Grow Rich, he says in the chapter, or on page number 29 from the original manuscript, and I'm going to read it here. A great many years ago, I purchased a fine dictionary. The first thing I did with it was to turn to the word impossible and neatly clip it out of the book. It would not be an unwise thing for you to do. Impossible is a concept that is within the mind of the person that believes it should exist and put weight on it. Now, this might be very polarizing for somebody that doesn't understand how this stuff works. But if you believe something is impossible, then what you're really saying is bring forth that impossibility. If you believe that something is possible, then within your mind you're saying bring forth that possibility. In the Bible it says, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth.
With God, all
What
things
this
are
means
possible.
is that anything that you have created has been a manifestation of what you believe to create. Now, where does this information come from of what is possible and what is not possible? Well, we grow up learning from other people, from books, from teachers, and so forth, and we are taught how reality works based on other people's thinking. And that's why Steve Jobs said in his commencement speech, don't let the noise of other people's opinions drown out your own inner voice. See, when you start to listen to this stuff, what I'm talking about here, and read these kinds of books and experiment and try things out yourself, you'll start to realize that the way you were taught on how to do things is just a way of doing things, and that there are many ways that have not been discovered. And one of the things that will universally be true is that the thoughts, or the way you think reality works, or the way you believe reality to work.
All right. Let me get back to the message again. So we're going over the Kabbalah, and you're going to get it broke down about mentalism, about what you create in your mind, how it manifests, how it becomes fruition. So let's go back to the podcast introduction real quick. I do this every Sunday at 2:30 Central.
God is love. Love is God. Gratitude to God. Join me, King Chicago Visuals, Chicago X, each and every Sunday as I interview national recording artists and your local artists each and every Sunday. I
2:30
will
p.m.
be
Central.
interviewing about trendy topics, current affairs, etc., etc., etc. Please join me each and every Sunday on King Chicago Visuals Podcast. I am Chicago X. God is love. Love is God. Self-love. Gratitude to God.
Self-love, gratitude to God. Let's continue the Kabbalah. Let's continue.
Is the way that reality will work for you. And if you're looking to find doubts and hesitation based on your thinking in the external world, it will be reflected externally.
What up, Slim?
By you attracting information and people that will validate your doubts and hesitation. In other words, if you have fears, doubts, and
I'm doing about
indecision
30
within,
minutes of this today,
it will be
y'all, at the
reflected
most.
and created in the external world through manifestations of fears, doubts, and indecision. If you move from a place of precision, decisiveness, and absolute faith and conviction that you will create in your reality, That's when you start to practice and develop the mental powers. That's what's discussed within this book. Here's another quote from the Bible to help dimensionalize. And the reason why I'm bringing up quotes from the Bible, it's important to realize that the teachings in the Kabbalion, once you start to understand it, will unlock meaning from various different kinds of spiritual and religious texts. And then you'll understand the true essence behind the teaching. He said to them, because of your little faith, for truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain,
Mustard
move from
seed
here
faith.
to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. Now, for most people, imagining something
Go with
like
some
moving a
self-love
mountain
quotes
will
for
sound
y'all.
like an impossibility. And the Hermetics teach that while there is laws of the universe, that the mental laws transcend those laws for those that...
All right, first of all, y'all know my quote about self-love. Self-love is the biggest middle finger in history. When people see that you're loving yourself, treating yourself like you want to be treated by everyone else, you speaking to yourself with kind and encouraging words, you're treating yourself with kind and encouragement, people see that. Self-love. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. Treat and speak to yourself the way you want everybody else to treat and speak to you. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Buddha said that. How you love yourself, who said that? Is how you teach others to love you. Rupi Kaur. You deserve someone who makes you feel like the otherworldly creature you are, which is yourself. We accept the love we think we deserve. That's by Stephen Chbosky. Be so completely yourself that everyone else feels safe to be themselves. And repeat that. Be so completely yourself that everyone else feels safe to be themselves. Love yourself first, and everything else falls into line. You really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world. Lucille Ball said that. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Ralph Waldo Emerson said that. Haley Steinfeld said this, I'm gonna love myself. No, I don't need anybody else. You are enough. You are enough. 1,000 times enough. Owning our own story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Brene Brown said that. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Oscar Wilde. So those are a few. One more. Keep watering yourself, you're growing. E. Russell said that. Keep watering yourself, you're growing. They will try to make you unhappy, don't let them. They will try to tell you you're not free, don't listen. If you have the ability to love, love yourself first. The worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself. Mark Twain said that. Self-love. Treat and speak to yourself the way you want others to treat and speak to you. Let's continue the Kabbalah.
Understand to work with the mental alchemy that have the ability to do it. Now, do you really need to cultivate that kind of ability? In the book Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda, he talks about various yogis with various mystical powers that go beyond what modern society or Western society see as the norm.
What up,
Now,
Liz?
when I got in this journey, I was mainly interested in creating wealth. I was not interested in moving mountains, so I'm not interested in doing a lot of things that for me, don't really serve a purpose. To each their own. If one wishes to explore the depths of this, I can assure you from my journey that it goes beyond my level of understanding. In fact, my level of understanding is very limited to the capacity and capability of the utilization of this information. And I choose to use it for certain ways, and you'll choose to use it for your certain ways. But the Hermetics went really deep with this information.
Hermetic
and
principles,
were able
7
to
of
use
them.
this information to go into higher and higher levels of understanding, so that they were able to create texts and wisdom like this, to share it, so that we could create what we want in reality, which is not even
I'm
close
almost
to the
30
kind of
minutes in.
possibilities that are able to be utilized with the mind, or being manifested through the mind. So then this information will be very useful to you, because how do you put it to work, pragmatically speaking? How does this work? Well, understand this, that the information within you is a combination of what you have understand through your own intuition and knowingness of the all through the journey, plus the combination of the opinions of others of how realities work, who verify it with facts that make it seem so believable that it rules out all possibility of the potentiality of it being another way. And one of the things that you have to do in this journey is to develop the confidence and faith to trust yourself and be really selective of the kind of information you are allowing to go into your mind. See, we have our conscious mind and we have our subconscious mind.
Conscious,
Most of how we
subconscious,
believe reality to
and
work
superconscious.
is within our subconscious
3 different
mind.
minds.
If you grew up in environments, or you're consuming information
We're gonna break that
negatively
down right now.
disinclined to you, then your subconscious mind is going to deny the information contained within the principle of mentalism. It's going to deny the information that is really going to help you create the reality that you want to create. Because every time you say, I want to create something in your mind and you imagine it, you're going up against the negative programming that's in your subconscious mind. Now, where does this
Right.
programming
Break something
come
else
from?
down.
Well, it comes from
I
other
just
people.
read. I learn as I go too. Check it out. We can view consciousness as 3 distinct levels: the conscious, the subconscious, or preconscious, and the unconscious. Buddhism has a sophisticated theory of mind, but has undoubtedly contained the concepts of conscious and subconscious for over 1,000 of years. Let's break that down. Sigmund Freud divided human consciousness into 3 levels of awareness: the conscious, preconscious, and the unconscious. Each of these levels corresponds and overlaps with his ideas of the ID, the ego, and superego. There are at least 3 primary and basic meanings. The first is functional awareness and response. The second meaning is subjective experience and is only available from the inside. The third meaning is explicit self-conscious awareness and is only present in human persons. So we broke that down, the 3 meanings, we got the consciousness broke down. Let's go into this article by Kane Ramsey. The 3 levels, she gonna break it down, male or female. She wrote, let me see, here he is right here. It's a guy, Kane Ramsey, wrote about the 3 levels of consciousness. So credit goes to Kane Ramsey. We're gonna learn what Kane Ramsey wrote on March 7, 2019. It's a 4-minute read. We can view consciousness as 3 distinct levels. We said that Buddhism has a sophisticated theory of mind, but has undoubtedly contained the concepts of conscious and subconscious for over thousands of years. Read that. All right, the first level of consciousness is known as the conscious state. And this refers to our immediate awareness that you are experiencing as you read this. We make use of our conscious mind when we take in input from our senses, analyze the information, and then make decisions based on this information. What we reveal, we get the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the preconscious mind in the middle, and at the bottom is the unconscious mind, what we conceal. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. The conscious mind is the one that's floating above the water that y'all see. that we speak about, that we express. The conscious mind consists of what we are aware of at any given point in time. It includes the things that we are thinking about right now, whether it's in the front of our minds or the back. If we're aware of it, then it is in the conscious mind. For example, at this moment, you may be consciously aware of the information you're reading, the sound of the music you're listening to, or a conversation you're having. All the thoughts that pass through your mind, the sensations and perceptions from the outside world, and the memories that you bring into your awareness are all part of that conscious experience. The next level of consciousness, the subconscious or preconscious, is the stuff from which dreams are made. We can consider it as the storehouse of all remembered experiences, impressions that are left on the mind by such experiences, and tendencies that are awakened or reinforced by these impressions. Every experience you've ever had, every thought, every impression lives in the subconscious mind and influences our patterns of thought and behavior far more than we realize. The subconscious holds information that is just below the surface of awareness. An individual can retrieve such information with relative ease, and we usually refer to these as memories. For example, if someone asks you right now what your middle name was, you will be able to recall it, or when your father's birthday was, or when it last rained. The memories of past experiences live in what Freud referred to as the subconscious part of our minds that we might not be aware of one moment and then fully focus on the next. What we accomplish in our life, work, and relationships will usually be determined by the habits that we develop over time. Habits. The practice of setting priorities and getting on with important day-to-day tasks is both a mental and physical skill. As such, this habit is learnable through practice and repetition until it locks into our subconscious mind and becomes a permanent part of our behavior. The final level of consciousness is known as the unconscious. This is made up of thoughts, memories, and primitive, instinctual desires that are buried deep within ourselves, far below our conscious awareness. Even though we're not aware of their existence, they have a significant influence on our behavior. Although our behaviors tend to indicate the unconscious forces driving them, we can't readily access the information which is stored in the unconscious mind. Throughout our childhood, we gathered many different memories and experiences that form the beliefs, fears, and insecurities that we carry today. However, we cannot recall most of these memories. They are unconscious forces that drive our behaviors. For example, things in your unconscious that might be forgotten include negative experiences from your past or a traumatic event that you pushed out of your subconscious. You suppressed the negative feeling and the negative thought and the negative memory. There might be some life experiences or thoughts that are too threatening for some people to fully acknowledge and are therefore mediated by the preconscious, subconscious part of the mind. Freud's iceberg theory uses the imagery of an iceberg to separate these three levels of consciousness. Similarly, we can use an iceberg as a helpful metaphor to understand how much of ourselves we choose to freely reveal to other people whom we interact with on a day-to-day basis. As an iceberg floats in the water, the vast mass of it remains below the surface. Only a small percentage of the whole is visible above the surface, and the largest and most influential part remains unseen below the surface. In precisely the same way, each of us will often have a part of ourselves that we reveal to others, with the larger part of ourselves being deeply submerged that no one ever gets to see. That's the end of the guy's article, Rain. And I'm going to give y'all a couple of my be aware, be conscious. Your thoughts create your life. What you think is what manifests. You won't have the life you want if you give your attention to thoughts of what you don't want. And you will have the life you want if you give your attention only to the thoughts of what you do want. The more you love yourself, the less you will let just anyone have access to your valuable attention, time, and energy. You will manage your resources, carefully select who you interact with, and vet others before letting them in your circle. you will live in a more conscious way. Remember to remember to remember. Master changing constantly, recreate yourselves. Be aware, be conscious. When we reach our lowest point, we are open to the greatest change. People who are intimidated by you talk bad about you with hopes that others won't find you so appealing. Eternal law is the mind of God beyond all human capabilities. Divine law, law passed on by people, example, popes or priests, or translations such as the Decalogue, Sermon on the Mount. Natural law, moral law of good. Cinderella's rule. Human law, the law of your society. All right, you got natural law based upon principles and truth, inherent to creation. You got man's law, in contrast, based upon dogmatic beliefs, constructs of the mind. Natural law is harmonized with due to knowledge and understanding. The man's law is complied with due to fear of punishment. Natural law, universal, exists and applies anywhere in the universe regardless of location. In contrast, man's law differs with location based upon the whim of legislators, moral relativism. Relativism. All right, natural law, eternal and immutable, exists and applies for as long as the universe exists and cannot be changed. Man's laws, in contrast to that, changes with time based upon the whim of legislators, moral relativism. So, what is that? Didn't know I had that in the background. So that's natural law and man's law. And remember, energy, once created, will never be destroyed. Once we are created, we will not be destroyed. Only you can destroy yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Kip, this is what we were trying to say the other day. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. I got to share that now. Beware of shadow banning, also called stealth banning, ghost banning, or comment ghosting. It is the practice of blocking or partially blocking a user or their content from some areas of an online community in such a way that it will not be readily apparent to the user that they have been banned. For instance, shadow ban comments posted to a blog or media website will not be visible to others accessing the site. Beware of shadow banning, stealth banning, ghost banning, or comment ghosting. Beware of being indoctrinated. No one can trigger and upset you anymore once you see them for what they truly are, which is still wounded and unhealed. People who are consistently negative, always complaining but won't try to solve problems, always tearing down what you are trying to build, they will suck the life out of you if you let them. Stay away from them. Focus your energy on your great goals. Read a couple more. People will get mad at you for speaking the truth rather than being mad at the people who lied. Most people want to succeed to show others that they are successful. Ulterior motives pollute your goals. A pure desire for success and mastery is rare. Trust nobody. Never tell anyone your plans. Show them your results instead. All right. Back to the advertising of the party. This is what we're doing. First of all, long live the spirit and legacy of Mama Hoover, Odell Cooper Hoover. Long live the legacy of the spirit of Chairman Fred Hampton. Free Larry Hoover. Save the Hampton House 50. And we're going to share that right now. And we're going to go with that right now, too.
George Estes, my
Let's get it.
Action.
How everybody out there doing? I'm sitting here with Mama Hoover. How you doing, Mama Hoover?
Oh, I'm doing fine, thank
We're
God.
going to shut
His
it down.
sister, Diane Hoover.
I'm great, I'm all good.
That's good. God is good. I'm here with my pops, Robert Red Ross, the real Red Ross. My name is George Estes. My company.
So, getting
Action.
How everybody out there doing? I'm sitting here with Mama Hoover. How you doing, Mama Hoover?
Oh, I'm doing fine, thank God.
And his sister, Diane Hoover.
I'm great, I'm all good.
That's good. God is good. I'm here with my pops, Robert Red Ross, the real Red Ross.
I'm going to break
My
it
name
down.
is
now.
George Estes. My company is Flat Out Entertainment.
We're going to get ready to end this video. Self-love, y'all. Remember that? Self-love.
God is love. Love is God. Gratitude to God. Join me, King Chicago Visuals, Chicago X, each and every Sunday as I interview national recording artists and your
God is
local
love,
artists.
love is God. King
Each
Chicago
and every Sunday,
Visuals Podcast.
I will be
each and every
interviewing
Sunday,
about
2:30
trendy
p.m.
topics,
Central.
current
God is love,
affairs,
love is God.
etc., etc., etc. Please join me each and every Sunday on King Chicago Visuals Podcast. I am Chicago X. God is love. Love is God. Self-love. Gratitude to God.
Treat and speak to yourself the way you want everybody else to treat and speak to you. Self-love. God is love. Love is God. Gratitude to God. Gratitude to God. Gratitude to God. King Chicago Visuals Podcast. Each and every Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Central. May 28th, Saturday, 9 p.m. Doors open. Skyline Rooftop Party, 208 North 9th Street. Be there. DJ Chicago X on the ones and twos. Chicago the Coctologist. God is love and love is God. Gratitude to God.